I'm Carlton Sharp, pastor of Faith Christian Center Church, right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we're here on what's happening in our neighborhood. And today my special guest is Miss Angel Savoy. Welcome, Angel.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am born and raised right here in Beaumont, Texas.
What you say?
Yes, I am a little hoarse, excuse me. My parents reside here. I have 3 daughters. I've been married now this year 13 years. I am also a government law enforcement officer. That surprises a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this is home for now. Hopefully, if God says the same, we'll be moving on in a couple of years. Just trying to get a few things lined out here with our businesses, and hopefully we'll get going. My oldest daughter has already graduated high school. She's married, and she has moved out. So I have my youngest 2, Chanel, who's 11, and Dallas, who's 4. And that's pretty much what's going on with us right now.
Okay, so well, let's talk about some of your businesses that you have. Let's talk about the On Time Tire Company.
On Time Tire was started by my husband. Honestly, when we met, when he was 19 years old and I was 24, yes, I'm not a cougar, but that's just kind of the way it happens. I had been knowing him actually since he was 14 years old, and I was 19 when we met, but he was just the brother of my best friend at the time, so I would see him around all the time, but he always talked about owning a business. You know, of course, at that age, I wasn't paying him any attention. In my mind, what does a 14-year-old know about running a company? But so when we started dating, actually, he was 19, I was 24, and he was telling me that was a goal of his. He was like, I'm going to run my own business one day. And, you know, he was in trouble, some in high school. He, you know, just things that I know he regretted. But so he was a black man with a record now. And I just didn't see it. Honestly, I was pretty much non-supportive like the world, telling him he could not do that. And he talked about it for years and years. He was going to run his own company. He started buying tools one day and just putting tools in the garage. And I'm like, what is that for? He was like, that's for my business. And I'm like, what business? He was like, the business I'm going to run one day. And I was like, stop spending money. Like, what are you talking about? So needless to say, he did have jobs, but he wasn't happy. He just always said he wanted to work for himself. And one day he was fired. He was fired out of the blue from a tire company. He had been a faithful employee 5 years, never called in sick, never missed work. He was one of those people, and he was let go. They were bringing in their own family, so they were kind of getting rid of the low men. And that was the day. So I was freaking out, you know. I was pregnant with our daughter, and I'm like, you just lost your job, and he's going on about this business. And I was like, stop talking about this company that doesn't exist. And he was like, this is the push I needed. So that day, he drained the savings account. He went and bought this raggedy, beat-up truck. He went to the county. He told them what his company name was going to be. And March 20th of 2011, actually today is his 7th-year anniversary, On Time Tire was born.
Wow. And that's something that those who are watching today might need to understand, that even though you had a past, a checkered past, that you can still achieve your goal. Yeah. You have to have enough drive inside of you to not take no for an answer, because you can fulfill your dream. God will help you fulfill your dream. And here's a perfect example. You know, in 2011, he started his own business.
He did. And it was scary. He's not really good at talking to people. Jonathan is very quiet. He's very humble. He doesn't like put himself out there, and I was just freaking out. But once he jumped out there, as his wife, it's my goal, I had to just jump out there with him. So we did what we had to do. We spent money that we necessarily didn't have, but it was just a goal. He was not backing down off of it, and I had to understand that. So instead of being like everybody else that was telling him he couldn't do it, even though I was scared to death inside, on the outside I was pushing him. I was like, you can do it. You've made your mind up to do it. You know, he gave me a number what it would cost. He went over that like 5 times. But we kept going, and he had great support. It was a lot of people that always told him that if he went independent, that they would support him. And within the first month of him stepping out there, Jefferson County Precinct 4 was a national account. It was his first major account. It was celebration time. And everything it started off really well for him. And then, of course, throughout the years, things happened. The truck went down, the transmission, the radiator. You know, it's a lot, you know, to do in business, more than you think, you know. So he has definitely wanted to quit. He's wanted to give it up. He's had people do things to his truck to put him out of commission. I mean, you would not believe how vindictive, you know, people were getting when he was starting to really build a name for himself and get out there. And then, you know, he got another truck. We were blessed to get another truck. He pimped it out, as I say, because it was his personal truck, but he believed in his company, so he started slapping logos on that. He made his personal truck a work truck, and I'm like, you don't have a car to drive. He was like, I need to be in my truck all the time. I'm a 24-hour tire and roadside assistance guy. I need to always be in my truck. So he is very proud of it. It is his baby. I'm proud of him from sticking with it when he has wanted to quit. You know, I remind him all the time that this is something he's always wanted to do. We knew it wouldn't be easy. But, you know, neither is necessarily having a job, you know, clocking in somewhere where you don't really have the freedom to come and go as you please. So it's been a blessing. He can attend our daughter's events. He can go have lunch with them. He can hire, you know, he has the, you know, his I don't want to say his life, but his money isn't necessarily controlled by a corporation. You know, he's his own boss now. It's what he's always wanted to do.
So when you talk about on time tire, people may be watching, who say, well, what is that? You know, so tell us, what is On Time Tire? On Time Tire is the only OTR guy in Beaumont. We are the only company in Beaumont that takes care of residential and commercial. Now, when you say residential and commercial, when you talk about tires, like if someone has a flat or... And we come to you. Okay, that's what I was at. Yeah. We come to you. I want to make sure that people understand. So I mean, if you're on the freeway and you need some help, absolutely, you just call On Time Tire. You call On Time Tire, and he is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you are, because everybody just doesn't work 8 to 5. You know, you have a life outside of work. If you're on the road, it's 3 a.m. If you're coming in from a graveyard shift, he's your guy. He's coming out. He's going to patch you up. He's going to get you going. If you can't be patched, we have a warehouse where we keep new tires, used tires. It is totally up to you what you need. If the financial situation doesn't, support you getting a brand new tire, then of course he'll bring you a used tire, or he'll patch it, break it down, patch it, get you going. But that's not just cars. That's trucks, motorcycles, 18-wheelers, you name it, dualies, buses. I've seen this man change tractor tires. He does it all. He does it all. So Angel, so even if you're out in the field, rice fields, you name it, I have seen him do some things, and tires big as him, and I'm like, how did you get that off? And he's like, it's what I do. So I'm like, okay, but he's great at it. But we are 24 hours. We come out to you. We deal with some insurance companies. But AAA even calls him if they can't, because most of the time AAA, if someone calls AAA, they'll say, oh, it'll take us 2 hours. Well, Jonathan prides himself on being there in less than 30 minutes, 30 minutes or less to get you safe, get you off the road, and get you going. So that's what he does. He also does battery boosting, car unlocking. He delivers gas, the whole nine. If somebody calls him, somebody had a little too much to drink, he comes out, he'll get you home. We do all that, anything to get you home safely. So how can the viewers today get in contact with On Time Tire? Yes, they can get in contact with On Time Tire at 409-659-9550. That phone is on 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We do not close on Christmas. If you are broke down, we do not tell you to come to us. That is the name of the company. We will get you rolling. We come to you. Okay, I'll put the number right on the bottom of the screen so that you can know how to get in contact with On Time Tire. But that's not the only thing that you do.
No, it's not.
You do a thing called Fit and Flavorful.
Yes, I do. I am a meal prepping queen. I am self-proclaimed queen to that. I know a lot of people will see me and still say, well, she's a big girl herself. What does she mean? She meal preps. But what people don't know is I used to be a much bigger girl. I was 225 pounds, in a size 20, very uncomfortable in my own body at one point. Always a beautiful girl. That it wasn't the fact of me not having confidence in the way I looked. It's just that I was a former athlete. I was always very small. And, life happened. I started having children, and then my body changed. And, it went awry. And when I got to I would call it a low point, really just unhappy, uncomfortable, not happy that I had to buy these bigger clothes. Somebody that used to run and play volleyball, I knew better. So, I got out of the shower one day and I really took a look at myself, and I call it the ugly look because I just wasn't happy at what I had let happen. So I just decided to stop talking about it, stop waiting for January the 1st like we always do.
and make a resolution.
Right. Stop waiting for the Monday or the 1st of the month. It was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday when I looked at myself and I decided to start eating better. I couldn't even think about exercising. I needed to get the food right first. So that's what I started doing, because I played with it for a little bit. I wanted to eat what I wanted and then exercise, and then somebody say, food is 80% of it. So I actually had started using a meal prep service, and it was quite costly. Like for 5 meals, I was paying like close to $70, $65, $70.
Wow.
And I was like, God, that's a lot of money for 5 meals. But it was helping me kind of, because I didn't understand prepping quite yet. We've always heard you want to eat right, you eat a salad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just didn't really get it. But I knew that I couldn't afford $65 for 5 meals every week. So, one day I started just kind of playing with it. I started researching it. I started understanding complex carbs, simplex carbs. What salt does to the body, what, all this Tony Chachere's and steaks, all that good stuff we love, the texture.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and,
So now, Angel, so now, is this what you call clean eating?
Clean eating is not eating any of that.
Oh, my goodness.
That's for
We're
sure.
in trouble.
No, that's why Fit and Flavorful was born. I am one of those people that I get extremely bored if I'm just eating salads every day. So as I really began to research it, as the fat started coming off, because I dropped 71 pounds.
Wow.
The good old-fashioned, hardcore way, eating right, water, getting proper rest. It's no magic pill. It's no secret. People were always, well, what's your secret? It was absolutely no secret. I gave up salt. And just because you give up salt does not mean that you don't have flavor in your food. That's not what that means. But I had to just expand my palate. I had to start playing with vegetables that I don't eat beets. I don't eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
These vegetables do so much for your body, get the bowels moving, the stuff that we don't necessarily talk about.
Yeah,
but it's important for your stomach, the flab, so I had to take control of it. So once I started doing it, and my husband was so supportive that he bought me a separate refrigerator so that I could have all my stuff outside, and they had all their oxtails and all that good stuff in the house.
He wasn't giving that up, huh?
And he didn't have to eat right. My husband is very healthy, lean. So, I had to understand that it wasn't their struggle. It was mine. So I understood it, and I appreciated it. It helped me not to even go in the house and see what they had in their refrigerator. So I had to focus on me. So it was very productive for me. Fit and Flavorful was born. I started doing it. I started posting my own food online.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that.
Yeah, and then one day somebody was like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this for other people? And I was like, no, because I'm selfish with my time. And I was like, no, because it takes too much time. But then I remember back then when I started, I didn't have the proper help, so I remember that meal prep service, though expensive, but very helpful. So I said, I can start doing this. I can start helping people. It's something in it for us too, because like I said, I'm a selfish person. I do not run from that. That is something that me and the good Lord have worked on for quite some time. So this was a way for me to do a service and help other people that were 230 pounds that want to be 150, like I was.
Yeah.
So that's how I started doing it. So it started off as just like a couple of friends, and then before you knew it, the phone was ringing, and there was people saying, hey, I need help. I don't know where to start. And, I contacted the meal prep service, and they were charging me like $125, for 10 meals. And I was just like, oh, my goodness. So I kind of started thinking about it, and that's how it started. So for me, my base meal plan you can get 10 meals for as low as $85, and that will carry you for 5 days, your lunch and your dinner. And I also do breakfast for $25 additional for the week. So I've just made it very affordable. Nothing brings me more joy when someone sends me a photo when they were in these tight clothes, and then they're showing me their loose pants, and I'm like, that's my work, So it's rewarding.
And you're also working with personal trainers.
I have a guy, a friend, yes. He owns Fit Juice. And we just met kind of on a pass by. He's another business owner here. And, I went to him to get some juice. I said, even though I know how to clean eat, I know juicing is good for the digestive system. Sometimes your body just doesn't need to chew. Sometimes you just need to kind of flush yourself out. And he's a personal trainer at a gym. And then he bought food for me. And then he was like, we need to link up.
Wow.
He was like, I'm more than willing to get a space with a kitchen, and we can do this. He said, I personal train, I do the juicing, you do the food. He was like, there is no reason for our clients to ever go anywhere else. So I have been approached by offers, and I don't even know how to take it because I didn't see it expanding. It was just something I kind of started doing to help out. And now I'm absolutely wanting to, explore other options and maybe do it full time.
Well, I know that there's some people who are watching today who are saying, hey, listen, I need to get in contact with Angel with this Fit and Flavorful.
Yes. You can contact Fit and Flavorful. I'm on Instagram. I will be coming back to Facebook soon, social media, and I will get me a Fit and Flavorful Facebook business page. But right now I'm on Instagram, and you can follow me at Fit and Flavorful on Instagram, and my phone number is 409-790-2070, and that's for Fit and Flavorful. That's for all your meal prepping needs, for your advice, for your seasonings. If you want to do it yourself and you just need to know where to start, I'm more than willing to help you. You don't have to use my service. Anything to get you going, because I know what it feels like to start losing weight, to start feeling better. You do have the option of buying your own food, and I will prep it for you for half the price. That is absolutely an option for you. But I do this, and you can start placing orders as early as Wednesdays after 5 p.m., and I take orders up until Saturday at 2 p.m.
So if a person orders a meal plan on Wednesday, it's for the next...
It will be for the following week. I make my deliveries on the weekends.
I got
you.
So
I start taking them as early as Wednesday, and then starting either Saturdays or Sundays, I will map out my, depending on my orders, I'll map out my little list, and then I'll deliver them, and you're set for your whole week.
Ooh, Angel, but you getting rid of the steak seasoning and the Tony Chachere's.
Yes, that is not good for you. It is not. It has so much salt, so much sodium. And, us as a whole, African Americans in particular, we suffer from high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And though these things are so good to us, it is so many ways that you can eat healthy. And you don't know how many. I have a voicemail on my phone right now. A client was singing to me about how good her food was. And she was honest. She was like, I thought it was going to be bland. I thought it was going to be dry. She was like, I just don't believe you. I don't believe it's healthy. And I'm like, oh, it's healthy. I use pink Himalayan sea salt, which has excellent properties in it. So it is much better for you than the Morton salt that is man-made sodium.
I just don't like that you taking my steak seasoning away from me.
Well,
that's what I'm concerned about.
I think I'm gonna have to drop you off a meal one day, and I'll let you see that you're not missing much. It's Fit and Flavorful. That's the whole point. It tastes very good that you don't even realize that you're not consuming that steak seasoning, that texture. It has such a flavor to it with real herbs that have anti-inflammatory properties that help antioxidants, help get your system clean, turmeric, garlic, vitamin D. It's so much in food. Food heals. It truly does.
Well, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay,
I'm gonna hold you to
I will
that.
do
So
that.
She's gonna take my steak seasoning away from me. It better be good. I know that much. Well, listen. For those of you who don't want to use food as an excuse anymore, listen. This is a way for you to eat healthy. Now, I'm going to try it out. I really am. I'm going to try that out, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to bring her back on the show again, and I'm going to tell you whether it tastes good or not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. If it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. And so, but I want to listen again. Don't let food be an excuse for you for not having a good physical body, because you could change how you feel about life when you feel good about yourself. And this is a great way to do it. Now, again, the number and her Twitter account is right there on the screen for you to get in touch with Fit and Flavorful. Also, On Time Tire, her husband, Jonathan Savoy. That number is right there on the screen also, that you can see if you need help with any kind of service, whether it's running out of gas, fixing a flat, all the other services they provide, even picking you up if you praise the Lord. But it's available to you. So again, I want to thank her for coming today and sharing all of this great information. Let's support the entrepreneurs. There are many of you who are out there who have a dream about being an entrepreneur, about doing business for yourself. And listen, here is a success story that, listen, after he got fired off his job, he started his own business, and now it's been 7 years that he's been in business for himself and doing an excellent job. And you could do the same. So don't make excuses on why you can't do it. Start talking about why you can. So again, I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us on What's Happening in Our Neighborhood. And we will see you next time on our broadcast.